Hello friends, today I'd like to talk on that avian influenza or bird flu. So here that influenza or avian and other zoonotic. Why other zoonotic means here the harmful germs, whether it may be viruses, bacteria, parasite, prions. We may call it as harmful germs. Those germs may be responsible for the getting of zoonotic related viruses, influenza category, and here that another name bird flu. So as per the WHO guidelines, so here that generally the human beings may be affecting the zoonotic influenza. So in that case, avian influenza virus or swine influenza virus. So under that avian influenza virus, subtypes are AH5N1, AH7N9, AH9N2. Three subtypes are there under avian influenza of the zoonotic influenza, or else that avian influenza virus category, three subtypes. Whereas under the swine influenza viruses, three subtypes are there. Those are AH1N1, AH1N2, AH3N2. These three subtypes are under swine influenza virus of the zoonotic influenza. So obviously among those types, here H5N1, H7N9, these two generally we may get the chances from the live or dead poultry cases. These two are generally frequently getting from those poultry, either it may be live or dead poultry. And here that influenza viruses with the vast silent reservoirs in aquatic birds. Those are the silent reservoirs are in aquatic birds. And here, and one more important point here is not acquired the ability of sustained transmission among the humans. As per the WHO guidelines, some of the clear guidelines they were given and more information also. So here that infections acquired through, what are the obviously getting the infection. So number one is here is direct contact with the infected animals, already infected by the avian influenza virus or zoonotic viruses or germs, whatever it may be. Either it may be those germs, may be viruses, bacteria, parasite, or prion. So here we are talking about the influenza virus or avian virus. So that direct with the infected animals and here contaminated environment. Nowadays, unfortunately, we have been observing the contaminated environment, that may be water as well as the air, maximum diseases as per the present observations. We have been getting that to the contaminated environment. So we need to take care of all people to maintain proper distance, wearing of mask always is better to control all these spreading of the viral diseases. So here the depending upon the type of subtypes, and here the diseases are ranging maybe different from person to person. So what are those ranges under this influenza virus is the mild upper respiratory tract infection. In some of the cases we have been observing. So here the mild upper respiratory tract infection case, and generally the fever and cough they may be affect, and sputum production also happening. So here the sputum, nothing but the production of including of saliva in the mouth, as well as the mucus coughed up from respiratory tract. While coughing time, that we may get the production of the mucus that will be coming from the respiratory tract along with the saliva. These two including we may call it as a sputum production. And next sepsis with the shock. So here the sepsis nothing but that malfunctioning of organs. So generally each and every organ have their own specific unique roles to play properly to run the system. So here the malfunction is unable to function properly. Some of the defaults may be happening in some of the organs. That is nothing but sepsis along with the shock. We may be also observing in these cases of the infection of influenza viruses or avian viruses. And acute respiratory distress syndrome also. This will be more in the severe cases, that is occur in the critically ill persons will be observing that acquired respiratory distress syndrome. And along with sometimes the conjunctivitis, the meaning is here the inflammation of eyeball, outer membrane of the eyeball generally, along with the inside of the eyelid also we will be affecting, in that conjunctivitis cases. So that is the meaning of that conjunctivitis. Inflammation of the eyeball of outer membrane as well as the inside of the eyelid. It's gastrointestinal symptoms. So it will be including the constipation and diarrhea and heartburn, nausea and vomiting. So these are all under the interlinked to these gastrointestinal symptoms. And encephalitis, that is nothing but the inflammation of brain. So if it is any inflammation of the brain, that maybe leads to that, in one word we may call it encephalitis, or else sometimes it may get in the immune system disorders also. And that next last one is encephalopathy. So that's nothing but brain diseases. So the brain disease, maybe the brain may be infection, it may be development of the tumors and controlled proliferation of the cells may be happening. That will be leads to a tumor in the brain, and as well as the stroke, it may be leads to stroke also. That is nothing but encephalopathy. So all these things we will be observing, depending upon the type of these subtypes under the avian influenza virus or swine influenza virus. And here the how to minimize this avian influenza or bird flu virus. And quality surveillance in animal as well as the human population. So we need to surveillance is very essential in the case of animals as well as the human population. And investigation of infection. So if once get any infection in the society, investigation of a particular infection thoroughly is very essential. Investigation is very essential. And risk-based pandemic planning essential. So proper planning is very essential. And if once got such kind of the viral related disorders, diseases, what type of precautions we need to take, that will be very proper planning is very essential. So thank you very much.